100% Chelsea. Tony, now, you predicted the 3-2. You were close.
Yeah, I was, yeah.
But we've left with 1 point. What are your thoughts on the game?
It's a roller coaster, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Total roller coaster. There was parts of that game where we were brilliant, totally different to how we've been playing pre-season, and then parts of the game where we were awful, absolutely awful. Bittersweet, probably the best way to describe it. Happy that we got a draw with 10 men, but unhappy because I thought we'd win the game, and obviously at half time there was only one side going to win that game. I think offensively we were good at times, you know. Obviously on the counter we were great, but you know, it's not a great start, is it? And obviously we got Man City next week without Thibaut Courtois, and you know, don't get me wrong, I thought Begovic done okay, didn't you?
Yeah, he did.
But it's disappointing, isn't it? Really
It is.
disappointing. It's a strange feeling, isn't it, at the moment? You know, it's just a almost apathetic feeling, and yet we're champions, and we should be. You know, before this game, I don't know about you, mate, but you know, normally the first game of the season, you're absolutely buzzing with anticipation. You know, you've got all the belief in the world, and obviously the pre-season games we've been terrible, haven't we? I think the preparation's been absolutely dire, and I've got to say it, our transfer policy at the moment. I mean, I've seen, you know, Jose. I mean, I don't know how true this is. It was in the Sun, wasn't it? I think it was in the Sun.
It was the Sun, yeah.
And he said, we've stood still. So that indicates to me that he's had nothing to do with the transfer policy.
Yeah.
So there's no transfer policy. So, and you know, you can't stand still. When you're champions, you have to go on, you have to, you know, make your squad a lot better. Now, we all know our first 11 is great, but, you know, some key injuries to key players, to key players, you know, we got problems. There's no two ways about it. I just don't get why. I mean, we've got all this money. We haven't spent anything. I think I saw somewhere we're running at a deficit at the moment, aren't we?
Yeah, well,
a complete profit on. We've sold more than what we've got more in than we've spent.
Yeah.
Which, you know.
Well, I mean, apparently we're the 14th biggest spenders this summer in terms of I think that's the English teams.
Well, it's got to be the stadium.
It's
has to be the stadium. If Mourinho's coming out with stuff like that, then it's got to be the board. And if it's the board, it's got to be the stadium. You know, but obviously they can't come out with that and say, you know, it's the stadium, you know, because then everyone's going to be on a down and this and the other. But he has said the window's shut. But then he says we need a left back. You know, and then
it's just quite confusing at the moment. Quite confusing.
Do you know what? I think the whole thing has been an absolute shambles. Yeah, I mean these tours. Yeah, great. All right, commercially fantastic for the club. Yeah. You know, we've got a massive brand, and obviously we're showing it all around the world. But Australia, you know, America, you know, and what 3 days before then we're playing the Community Shield against Arsenal, completely off the pace against Arsenal. Fiorentina was a joke.
Yeah.
I mean, do you know what? Right, I got home at 3 a.m. that morning. 3 a.m. I got home from that game. You know, obviously there was a tube strike which didn't help. But there's 41,000 people here. Yeah. And it was diabolical. Absolutely dire. Now, I know it's all about fitness, and I know Mourinho's a good workout and this, that and the other, but I'm really concerned, mate.
Well, we got City next. What are your thoughts on that?
Well,
obviously, Courtois is not going to be playing. You know, he got sent off, the penalty and all that, but
I wouldn't mind. I'll tell you what, it's a bit controversial here. I wouldn't mind the players that we got rid of. I'd like Kevin De Bruyne. I think Romelu Lukaku's better than Remy. You know, I mean, you could go through them all. Petr Cech, absolutely suicidal. Letting Arsenal have him. Yeah, have 10 points. Ridiculous. It's ridiculous, you know, from a commercial, you know, from a business point of view, it's a ridiculous decision. Yeah. I don't want to be too over the top here, you know what I mean, or whatever, because part of me feels really, really happy. I remember 10 minutes from the end, even though we were going for it, you think, oh, we're going to nick this. Yeah. You know, come on. You know, it almost felt like it's going to be that magical show. Yeah. Falcao's going to be the hero, and, you know, you've got, you know, it's written in the stars and all that one, but in a way, I'll tell you what I didn't understand. Swansea took off their best player.
They did, yeah.
He's a good player, isn't he?
He is quite good.
And, I mean, so I suppose you look at it and you think, do you know what, 1 point, I mean, it's 1 of 38 games, isn't it?
Normally, you know, with 10 men and you get a point, most would take that. But today, felt like we could actually go on for 3 points.
Damn squid, isn't it? You know, it just felt, I fancied us for a win today.
Yep.
And like I said, there was parts of it today that was like us.
Yeah.
You know, of old. You know what I mean? You know, we were great on the break. We were quick. There was some good performances in. You know, and then there was some. You know, there was some mistakes that. So it was like I said. It's all bittersweet, really. We're not the perfect specimen by any stretch of the imagination at the moment. And obviously we go to Man City next week, which is not great. You know. But
let's see how they do first, and then we can, I guess, really judge.
well, that's
how
what I'm
it's gonna
saying.
be.
They, you know, first game of the season, you always get a few shocks, a few, you know, who knows? West Ham might turn over Arsenal. You know, you never know. Do you know what I mean? But you know, but he's throwing me off my stride there, Eunice, you know what I mean? But no, no, you never know, do you know? And obviously it's just one, you know, like I said, it's 1 of 38. No need to get carried away. Yeah. But I am concerned, yeah. Pogba, right? 58 million, we can get him. He's looking at us.
He'd be the fix.
He'd be perfect. You know, along with Matic, solid. Yeah, someone that can shoot. Again, we were back to trying to pass the ball in the net again today, weren't we?
Yeah.
Trying to score that perfect goal. You know, we just need someone to have a dink, have a go. You know, have a shot at goal. You know what I mean? But frustrating, mate. Really frustrating at the moment, buddy. You know what I mean? But
who knows? Deadline day, Pogba.
Well, we want
Chelsea.
Pogba. Pogba's perfect, isn't he?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it frees Fabric further up the pitch.
Yep.
You know, and someone's got to drop out. I suppose it'd be Oscar. But again, there's cover for Fabregas or vice versa.
Yeah.
And by the way, I don't think Fabregas is on his game at the moment.
No.
You know, Matic was brilliant at times, but then
At times it's a very simple error.
Yeah, you know. So and Ivanovic. I mean, we Aspilicueta should be on the right side. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. I mean, for me, I felt quite sorry for Louise, but
We need a left back first.
we need a left back. I know, but we let one go, you know,
Yeah.
and I, you know, left and Louise on the left and Aspilicueta on the right.
Yeah.
But he likes Ivanovic that side, but Ivanovic can't cross, can he?
No, not to save his
You
life.
know, so you gain something with his strength, but you lose it with the final bit, you know.
Yeah.
Nah, frustrated, mate, you know. But onwards and upwards, we'll be at City and cheering them on, you know, and you know, who knows? We'll go there and
Nick one.
Nick one.
Yeah.
We both predicted a win, especially yesterday.
Yeah.
Hasn't happened. What's wrong?
10 men. That's, I mean, it's